Okay, let's talk about death, or the death of this physical being, this physical body, if you will, the end of an incarnation. You know, the Buddhists believe, as many cultures believe in reincarnation. In fact, there are probably more cultures or indigenous peoples that believe in reincarnation that don't. And in my own experience, I believe in it because I have been regressed over 650 times to 650 distinct lifetimes. You know those stories. The other thing that you may not know, you know that I worked for a time in the emergency department at a big city hospital, and I was present for many people's death. I was the social worker in a busy LA County emergency room in the 1990s. And if you know anything about history, the 1990s were fires, floods, earthquakes, riots, fires, I said fires, Rodney King, O.J. Simpson, and so on. And we would have some days, busy days, 5 or 6, what we would call full arrests or deaths. And so I had the great pleasure, and I know this is morbid and a bit macabre, to be present at many people's deaths. And in spite of myself, you recall at that time, I wasn't so much open to energy, I wasn't aware of energy, and now in retrospect, I can tell you that there is a palpable shift in the room when the soul leaves the body. Now, again, you know that I'm a scientist, that I have a PhD, that I have done research, that I have published, and that my path, if you will, is to demystify some of this stuff, the stuff that dare not speak its name. And I know death is, for some, you know, a very uncomfortable process and a very uncomfortable thing to talk about. The Buddhists call the death part of the Four Noble Truths. All humans, regardless of status, experience birth, sickness, old age, and death. We all do it. We all will experience it at one point or another. And so from my point of view, it's important to talk about it and prepare people. And so there is a quantum and a physics-based change that is palpable in the environment when the soul leaves the body. And the question is, of course, from the whole physics of it, is how does it work and where does the energy go? And if the body ceases to be alive, and we know that physically, that the bodies decompose and that they go back to the earth, where does the energy of the soul go, and does it exist, and where does it, you know? So there are lots of texts out there. I'm not going to get into a big research list of the work that's been done, but there's one movie called 29 Grams that it's a fictional movie that talks about particular scientist or researcher that tried to measure, and many have done this, but measure the weight of the soul. And one theorist comes up that he weighed the body before death, those people that were going to die, and then he weighed the body immediately after death, and apparently the difference was 29 grams. Suffice it to say that we have an energy that transcends the physical, and we, when we pass, go to another place. Now, there's also a lot of research, anecdotal research in terms of near-death experiences that talk about what it's like on the other side. And certainly Sylvia Browne has done that. There are many Netflix series out now, documentary series, and lots of the Institute for Noetic Sciences and so on, where you can actually talk about, listen to, and find out for yourself what happens after death.